So are we back live?
Yeah, we
We got to shout out Texas Ranger Whiskey. Enchanted Rock Vodka, all made by Rebecca Creek Whiskey Distilleries out of.
And you guys are sponsored by them?
Our first official sponsor, along with now we got Westone.
Can you even call yourself a country music artist if you don't have a whiskey sponsor?
I mean, I have been for years. So.
Well, now
So now you're legit.
It's a great family to be with. Steve and everybody down in San Antonio. Thank you for having us aboard. I was supposed to go to Steamboat Springs this week, but cannot go. It sucks for the music fest. So.
Sorry, man. He couldn't cancel on us there.
I couldn't. No, it's not that, man. We have a show with the amazing Cooper Allen, big TikTok guy.
Yeah.
He's actually a really good songwriter, but he's got kind of famous from his TikTok
mashup
kind of thing.
Do they twerk on TikTok? Is that a thing still? Twerking?
I think that was about 6 years ago.
I literally just me and Cooper Greer, we sat at Caleb's house the other night, and I wrote a song, and it's called "When the Sun Sets on Regret," and it's probably one of the most baller ass songs I wrote in a while. And I got the idea from these TikTok, like just superficial bitches that are on TikTok. You know. Like that's just going to come to an end.
15 minutes.
Yeah, you got your 15 minutes. But you know, then they're like one video, they're just showing their ass and they're doing like, you know, hey, I'm a slut, blah blah blah. What would you do with me for 24 hours?
Oh, I've seen that.
You know what I mean? And like, then the next video, they're like, I can't. There's no good men.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, let me
objectify
let me tell you something, woman.
Yeah, social media is the death of it.
A man wants to be a king, right? Yeah. A man is a king of his castle, and you're his queen. You're not his queen if you're showing everybody the fucking goods that he gets for being the fucking man. He should be your fucking man.
Yeah.
So that's why you ain't finding a bitch. So I kind of was in that mind frame, which is not all true. I'm not putting down. Keep shaking your ass on TikTok, ladies, because I got to take a shit and look at stuff every once in a while. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at you. There's motivation.
Yeah, exactly. So I wrote a song about, like, basically this bitch being a fucking star and kind of calling back. And
That should do well.
But the line is, you know, I was actually typing it and singing it on the way down here because I was just revamping it from where we were the other night. We got baked, by the way. Me, Cooper, and Caleb Keene, my bass player. Cooper Greer is another artist that we...
Cooper, we have him a lot too. Yeah. He's very good.
So, but it's one thing you can bet, you got a lot of heartache left when the sun sets on regret. And I was like, that's fucking baller. So, yeah, can't wait for that.
Man.
Yeah. So
how I put it is...
Yeah.
Men age like wine, women age like milk.
Yeah.
Stock up on cat food, ladies. But how tough is it? If I was a songwriter, like if I just said, all right, Matt, now you're a country music songwriter and you suddenly be able to sing, the quickest way to ascent would be to pander, in my mind. Like how difficult, it almost feels like it would be a cheat code.
It's really difficult when you actually grew up a certain way. And you see it being pandered to, and you realize the way you grew up is not.
The guys you respect.
I've never drove out a back road and seen a girl dancing in Daisy Dukes, and you know I understand like you go to fucking what's that, Vesco Beach or whatever that the girls wear their bikinis and their Daisy Dukes, and you're having a mud run or something like the Georgia people do, and there's one in North. You know I understand like.
I've watched those videos on YouTube.
But you see,
they are not as hot as the music videos.
Where I'm from, you're liable to find, you know, a bitch with like 4 kids living in a trailer in the middle of the mountains somewhere, you know.
So it's not relatable.
It's not relatable. It's not true. That's why I think people like Tyler Childers, when they come out with the real poetic, you know, he's a Bob Dylan. You know what I mean? Just to be honest. And I'm not bashing like the people like
Luke Bryan.
You know, Luke Bryan is Luke Bryan. He's a farm boy from Georgia.
Yeah.
That's his personality. He writes his personality.
I love that he's
I don't feel that.
I've
never felt like Luke Bryan has tried to be anybody but Luke Bryan.
Yeah.
And I know he gets shade thrown at him.
You know why? Because every chick in the world wants to be with him.
I think people hate on if you're. But it seems to me, once he got big, like everybody tried to do that formula, and your whole, your Aldine, your Jack, which I like some Aldine songs, but the whole jacked up truck. You're not a country boy. Or I'm a rebel flag waving, proud country boy.
I say, ma'am.
Yeah. That's just never been my.
Yeah, it's weird, especially if it's from an artist that you were. There's people that probably listened to you forever, and if you came out with something like "Got Your Daisy Dukes, Girls," they'd be like, "Whoa, that is completely off base from what he's clearly doing this to try and blow up."
It's just not. It's not every fucking country song's about fucking drinking beer. I like the past 5 #1 hits or hits that's been out has had something about fucking beer in it. You know what I mean? But they find a pattern, and
like a recipe.
And I'm not knocking the songwriters because they're writing songs for a living.
Right.
A year and a half ago, we decided to turn down a pub deal. You know what I mean? Publishing deal to write songs for a living because it just wasn't right.
Somebody reached out to you, said,
"Oh no, I was writing with some people in
Nashville,
and I still do, but a deal got offered, and it ended up being not the deal we wanted, and we didn't take it." It's just when say you go to Nashville, you sign a pub deal. If artist development comes along with it for a record label, and you're writing, the good thing about when I went down there, I always felt like we were writing for me to record them songs. Everybody I wrote with was Pander.
You could hear your voice.
But they were writing it down. We were writing what I would sound good recording or what I wanted to write. I wasn't necessarily. I did end up some rights that were like. I was like, I won't sing that, but I think you got a good idea. Let's write it. I think maybe, hey, so and so will sound good singing. Let's pitch this to somebody else. But and it was really my first experience going down there writing with a lot of.
How does that work? Going down writing. So do they have
it's just like this.
They have riffs done already, and it's or
you have an idea
write it first, or
you have an idea I'm constantly writing. Lines or constantly writing.
Like a comedian's always thinking of jokes. I didn't write that down.
Jokes
That'll be my next special.
NFL teams thinking of a game plan. You're thinking of how to make your show better as far as the next not be stale.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly finding a line or something or that I can. Oh man,
almost like a muse type.
Yeah, that would
just to really kick off the lines.
Have you ever been somewhere where it struck you? You were like, I have to leave. Go give me my guitar right now.
We were.
I have to do this right now.
We were at Pecos in the rooftops the other day, and we were literally standing by the stage, watching them play, and I'm sitting on my phone writing a song. I felt an emotion. I felt a line go through.
I got to get it out so I can
put it down.
Yeah.
So and then
Mitch Hedberg had a funny joke about that, where he's like, I always have a pen and paper next to my bed.
And if I don't,
but if I don't, I have to convince myself it wasn't a funny joke.
So. I'll do it, and you'll think you have the best idea ever, and you'll just sometimes you'll have such a fucking good idea that the idea in itself can't be written towards. There's no words to explain that, and I write a lot like that. I'll be so in depth in my mind as to I have a song that I've been trying to write for years, and it's called "She's a Beautiful Sad Song," and it's a broken heart was the dues I paid. She fell hard for a cowboy, knowing damn well I'd ride away. And I love that fucking idea. I've tried to write it a million times, and it'll come eventually.
You can't force it.
Yeah, you can't force it. And then you got some that you can just how long did it take you to write that song? Literally, I picked up my guitar and sang it. It was already in my head, and I did it, So.
You hear that all the time, man. We were talking about Edwin McCain earlier, and he shared the origin story for I'll Be. And he was at a bar in Chapel Hill, and he heard some guy said, "Baby, I'll be your crying shoulder." And he was like, "Bartender, give me a napkin. I need to write that down." And that sold millions and millions and millions.
I did it with one of our biggest songs called "With Me Now," and it's literally a song about sitting on the tailgate of a truck, trying to get back with your ex, basically. But I was fucking stoned. I was sitting there trying to write a song and texting either somebody, and somebody's, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Man, I'm fucking high as shit."
Thinking about my ex.
I was like, I'm high as shit, and he's like,
"My dog just left."
I was like, I think I said I'm drinking a whiskey and I'm high as shit. He's like, "Wish I was with you right now," or whatever. And I was like, "Here's a title, so I just switched it like this.
Yeah.
I'm wishing this bitch was with me now,
Yeah.
And it ended up being one of our biggest stream songs.
That's really cool. I've always admired. I listened to Howard Stern and have people like Paul McCartney or Steve Tyler or all those people, and Well, how long did it take you to write Yellow Brick Road? Or
Yeah.
it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It took you 15 minutes to write and probably a lifetime.
Well, that's like Irish Road.
For that to come
once
out.
I started writing Irish Road, which is a song about route Irish and route Irish in Iraq. It's one of the most deadliest roads you could travel on, and of course our job was finding IEDs.
Yeah.
And
Going
so
on
we had to
patrols
sweep
and
this
stuff.
route because a lot of brass did that. It was like from Bob to the Green Zone. It was just fucking deadly ass stretch. There's articles about it.
Yeah.
And I always had this thing Irish Road, and I had it for years. And like I said, we talked about earlier the whole voice thing. I was in my head about this thing like that. So instead of getting too aggravated about it, I just fucking took an edible and let myself go to that place. And literally at 4 a.m, my voice was so hoarse. I'm sitting there singing into my phone. I play it for like Dave Finley the next day. He's like, Jesus Christ, man. You know? And,
That's like, it reminds like Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sturgill's-
it seems like songwriting's coming. I mean, it got so bro country there for a little while.
Because
That's still good.
You can't blame people for
Heck
wanting
nah.
to make fucking money.
Yeah, it's like saying getting mad at them that the audience likes it.
But the whole thing about Nashville is, in my personal opinion, and ever since I've ever gone to Nashville, from back when I was younger to now, like I'm going in a couple weeks to record, and I'll write when I'm down there, and I'll get with the buddies I write with, and you find your little groups or whatever. But the whole thing about Nashville, especially like the Broadway thing, you got kids that are 18, 19.
No life
They have
experience.
a fucking dream.
Yeah.
They have no life experience.
Yeah.
They're going down there. They're learning. To write in Nashville, you have to write. I remember a certain person tell me, "You need to come to Nashville to learn how to be a songwriter." And I wanted to say, "Motherfucker, I've listened to your album. I've listened to mine. Maybe you should come to my house." You know what I mean? A songwriter's a fucking songwriter. Right. You write the way it's.
You can tell the artists who have a certain level of grit, like they've overcome something.
It's an art form for one thing. I'm not gonna like your painting. You might not like mine, but you're still a fucking artist.
Yeah.
So just because I'm not bending myself to a certain formula that I know, like I said, I could sit there and take a shit and talk about jacked up trucks and 4-wheelers and drinking beer. I mean, it's been fucking done a million goddamn times.
Yeah.
And beer, cold beer, warm night, like the whole. When comedians start making fucking fun of it, that is that repetitive, then you need
and
to.
everyone in the
switch
audience
gears
gets
is
it, even
time to-
non-country
yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
It's.
Did you see that in like Magic? I'm guessing like
It gets
one
so
certain
stale.
trip-
Like what we joke around a lot of times with the linking rings. Everyone has to do the damn linking rings. Like it's like, okay, this is the most boring damn trick ever known to man.
But
Stop doing it.
It's like Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
When it's like everybody plays it. You know what I mean? It's like Wagon Wheel.
Great song.
It's
Sweet Home.
what?
How mad do you get? Because I'm the guy in the crowd every time that's like, "Free bird!"
Yeah.
I
Have you
yell
been to a show
I'm-
when it's become?
I have not been to one of your shows.
It's become such a staple at our show, especially with the frat guys from ECU and like NC State and everybody that, even in like, I will roast the fuck out of you. And it's all in good fun, but I turn it on because in order to be a good front man, you have to have some stand-up comedy.
Some banter, yeah.
You have to, and that's why I love comedy, like Joe Rogan and Mitch Hedberg and Bill Burr. You have to be able to, on the fly, boom.
You're not just a robot
Yeah.
performing songs and getting out of there. Yeah.
So, like, over the years, you get better at it. And I'll have the crowd turn around. It's like, everybody, who said that? And, like, I'll have the crowd turn around. It's like, hey, everybody, let me introduce you to the biggest goddamn douchebag in the bar. Say hey, ladies.
I'm like, you all want me.
I was like, ladies, say hey. And I was like, congratulations, man. You're going to be the only guy in this room that don't get fucked tonight. Nobody's ever went up to the guy, oh my God, did you say free bird? Yeah, I did. I want to fuck your brains
How
out.
original are you?
Yeah, how original.
Well, God,
You
now
know what
I feel
mean?
bad. Jeez.
Well,
But you see what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, it's all in good fun. I'm like,
and I've seen you a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen the battle.
I'm like, I bet you wear an Affliction shirt and squat your truck in the back, you fucking douchebag,
No, I don't anymore.
I don't have Affliction shirts anymore.
I didn't have a complex before today, but now I do.
I think, and I'm going to probably piss off a lot of our fans here, but I'm big into hunting, at bow hunting especially. But I think wearing Sitka camouflage out to a bar is the new Affliction.
What's Sitka?
It's like the most expensive fucking camouflage ever. It's like the bro of fucking camouflage.
It's the caviar.
Oh,
camouflage.
yeah.
It's due for a fucking. Granted, they make excellent outdoor gear. If you ever want, get you some Sitka, but I'm not paying $600 for a goddamn lightweight
It's like the
jacket.
Yetis.
It's like a Yeti. It's like, but now like
$80 tumbler.
And I'm
What?
not knocking the guys that come see us because it's kind of like the cool thing to wear your Sitka. A lot of guys just have the hat because that's all they can afford, which is cool. Whatever, everybody wears something. I've got Under Armour on or whatever, But like Sitka, it's like now it's look at me. I have a Sitka vest on in a bar.
It's like a status symbol.
So I'll call guys out on it's like, man, what'd you do? Spend your life savings just to get that vest tonight, And it's all in good fun, but I think that's like the new Affliction.
Yeah.
Like, because it used to be.
Did you see that trend? I was telling Ray and Matt earlier this weekend. I had I call them the cast from the Yellowstone come in.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly,
Because they walked into the bar. The guy's got his little mullet and he's got his chains on and his bracelet. And he goes, "Hey, Hoss." Sure. And he goes,
Did you call me a horse?
and
What
I was
did
like,
you say?
"All right.
Yeah.
Can I get a painkiller?" I was like, "Sure. Painkiller? Sure, you don't want to do a
Percocet or
Budweiser or maybe, I don't know, Jack and Coke?"
I was in the background. I said, "Free bird."
Free Bird.
And he goes, "No, I'll take a painkiller." I was like, "Cool. You want an umbrella with that?"
Yeah. What's in a painkiller?
It's just like a high class pina colada, basically. Instead of blended, it's just
So they're wearing probably like a Carhartt vest.
They got the
ordering a goddamn
flannel.
fruit drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you just look like you jumped off your horse out front of Jack's and fucking tied him up and came in and got a painkiller. Give me a break.
I remember we were talking off camera about like the mullets and the beards came in style, I think, to cover up. I did mine to cover. I fucking hate shaving.
Beard is makeup for men.
It's makeup. I hate shaving, and it kind of became a veteran thing once we all got back. You've seen the explosion around the certain
I'm
time.
not shaving ever again.
I'm not fucking shaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I grew it out, and it's like, it is what it is. I went bald at like 24, 25, early age.
It's a sign of higher testosterone.
It is,
legitimately so.
Yeah.
I shaved one time. I walked in, and he looks at me and goes,
We were talking about the gray last time I seen
Yeah.
Because I was starting to get like it on this side. I was like, I know guys that are like covering up. I was like, fuck that.
Dude, women love it.
no. I asked the girls at the bar, I'm like, should I dye my beard? They were like, hell no, it's sexy. I'm like,
Yeah.
You just went from
Daddy issues,
daddy
man.
to granddaddy.
Fucking daddy issues.
whatever.
What kind of like basic groupies did like NFL players have?
NFL?
We have the your basic White Claw drinking.
Yeah.
Play Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
That kind of shit going on. Did you have like the?
I mean, I was a punter. And I was in New York.
Doesn't matter.
So I actually liked college a lot more, but they were definitely attracted to status. So I didn't really get it that much,
Yeah.
It's
like the biggest.
But we called them cleat chasers.
Cleat chasers.
So they would hang around like some of the bigger guys. I mean, these were predators. Like
Really? I can imagine.
They were trying to get impregnated so they could.
Oh yeah, it's like
get
the
that
whole
check.
Ben Roethlisberger thing.
Yeah, I mean, so you got to be careful, and even if they don't have ill intentions, like you have such high status.
Dude, we've actually had band meetings about it. Like you represent this. This is not the way. We're not.
You almost got to make them sign a permission slip nowadays.
There's a certain standard we're going to live by. Like we're not having shit making headway.
We're not going to be Motley
You
Crue.
don't work your ass off to have something fuck you up.
Yeah. How do you balance
And it
that?
could go real fast.
It could go really fast.
That rabbit hole.
How does a married guy?
Because especially if you don't realize, like, how
easy it is.
popular you are.
Yeah, right, right.
Because I don't think shit. But in reality, we do have a lot of fan base, and like, you can fuck that up really easy with just being drunk saying something stupid. Now, especially nowadays,
Yeah. I remember that with like.
But everybody thinks it's like rock and roll. We tour in a fucking van. We don't have a bus. Like.
How is that though? So you're married, 3 kids.
3 kids, yeah.
And how many shows do you guys do?
A fucking ton.
Like on average, 3 or 4 a week at a minimum. I mean, you got to
I mean,
take time
sometimes
for
it'll be-
travel.
I feel like you guys are everywhere all the time
We've
when I
been
watch
North
them.
Dakota. We got New York coming up. We've got New Mexico. We've got Dallas, Amarillo. We've got.
So I hear that, I'm like, man, that sounds glamorous. That sounds cool, you know.
But
what's up, North Dakota? But
it's a fucking 30. North Dakota was a fucking trip, by the way. We went to North Dakota. This guy was like, hey, man, you know how big you are in the rodeo scene out here? I was like, what?
There's a rodeo scene out here?
He's like, man, we're going to book you out here to this fair. So we go to fair and we're talking this, and we're like, okay, fucking cool with that. And he's like, how much you need? And I was like, added it up, did my small business thing. We need this much to come do this. Thinking they're going to be like, what the fuck? And he's like, deal. And I'm like, fuck, should have asked for like
times
10,
two.
you know
Times
what I mean?
2.
And so we go out there and they have sound set up, and you're right in this rodeo arena, kind of fucking you're in nowhere, North Dakota. And even the sound engineer's like, yeah, well, I've done this festival for them for years, and usually people back here at the beer tent, you'll have people dancing and stuff like that, but it's not that big a deal. Mm-hmm. We walk on stage, and there's fucking 300 goddamn college kids and fucking high school kids packed at the fucking stage.
Like, they've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, like it was fucking, we were all like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
In North fucking Dakota.
Yeah.
So there's just, like I said, that's when you realize, hey, we're gaining like fans every fucking where.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, NKMU was a fucking serious hit for us. It was a serious game changer.
What did that do for you guys?
What
what changed?
Well, one of our songs just keeps. I mean, it's at like 4,000 to 5,000 streams a day. It's not like a viral thing, but it's this slow growth.
It's like the algorithm caught onto it, and people are liking it.
Yeah, and then it's fucking nuts.
But you can tell a marked difference before. There's a before after that song.
We still do shows where like we did Charlotte with Cam Marlowe not long ago, and I was like. Usually, like, if we're in a place where we know we got a shit ton of fans, we're opening for somebody that, and then, like, you'll just fucking hear people screaming, like, your songs. And like, holy fuck, they know us here.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's cool as shit.
Yeah.
But then you still have those gigs that doesn't happen. You're like, man, nobody likes us.
This is our hit song. Everyone's heard about it. Apparently no one here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was
like what Mitch Hedberg says. You can't please all of the people all the time. And last night, all of the people were at my show.
Or he said, like, 10 million people saw me on David Letterman. He's like, but I think more people have seen me at the grocery store. Yeah.
He's a genius.
No, I was thinking about this as an artist. You want to go from, like, a cover artist to a covered artist, right? That's when you know. And
that's the cool thing. Like, we look at Guitar Tab. Like, you can type in tab for Mikele Buck songs, and it's like up there. Like, you know, when I remember coming up, like, I want to learn Carried Away by George Strait, so I type it in and it'd be up there. Like, you can type in our shit and my shit's up there.
Yeah.
You know, NKMU's a great song for us. I didn't write it. It was three Corey Hunt, Todd Allman, Greg Payne, and actually it was weird, that song. Nobody really knew who wrote it. It was kind of, everybody was like,
probably Bob
contributed.
Dylan.
It was just a melting pot of.
It was a melting pot, but I didn't put my name. I didn't write it. I know I didn't. So
just little things like that.
My producer, he was right. He's like, you fuck. What Burley Boar Beard Company was a buddy of mine. He had a beard oil company and stuff. And of course, it was one of our first kind of sponsors. And they did this WV radio internet thing, and they filmed us. And we were just doing the camera like in here, and we were just sound checking it. And I played that song, and it was like in the baby steps of that song. I was like, damn, it's a badass song. I should record it. Well, they fucking filmed it and put it out. And the words I wasn't even singing the words right. And it was like 3 days, like 70,000 views.
Wow.
So like, my producer's like, you need to record that song. You need to record that song. I'm telling you, you need to record that song.
Yeah.
And we go down there and start recording it, and it starts sounding. I was like, it's not what I'm hearing. This is not. And he's like, Eric's usually good. I was like, I don't like that right there. Okay, let's see what, you know. Then we'll talk, because as an artist, you're producing too. Yeah. You have a producer. He knows even the musicians you use to play on your album are the producers. Mm-hmm. You know, they're such good studio musicians. You tell them what you want. But on that one, he's like, fucking trust me, man. I was like, I'm just not. He's like, fucking trust me. And as soon as it all got done, I was like, oh, okay, I see where you went with it.
Yeah.
And it was
that's got to be tough.
It was fucking perfect, because I wanted to almost overproduce that song.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, just acoustic guitar, steel guitar, lead guitar.
The less is more.
The less is more. And it sounds so, not demo-ish, but like it's just not overproduced.
I hate that too. You fall in love with the song on YouTube. What's that? Riley Green? Is it Riley Green?
I don't listen to a lot of him.
But he has a song about like grandpas. And
Yeah.
I heard a live version of it.
grandpas never died.
Yeah,
That song.
and the live version, the acoustic, it was amazing. And then
He's a handsome fucker too.
Yeah, he ain't hurting. But then it's like the live kind of organic raw video can go so viral where everyone falls in love with that, and then you go and you can tell, oh, that was done in a studio and it ruined it. And it's like, wait, we worked so hard to produce this.
Well, like I have a picture on my phone of my claim to fame, basically. I remember seeing Tyler Childers play in a fucking shithole bar in Charleston years ago. The fucking nobody was paying attention to this kid. And I was in there like, this dude's fucking amazing. This dude is the shit. Like, holy fuck. But I was just, remember walking, just happenstance.
If he don't make it, none of us have a chance.
And I was like, no, you knew. And the kid was like, I don't even know how old he is, but I would guess at that time, 15, maybe, 16, maybe. I don't know. I don't think he's very old now. Some odd years later, I cover.
Jamie, can you Google it?
Some odd years later, I heard Feathered Indians, not knowing, hey, it's the same fucking kid. It's like, damn, this dude's badass. So I posted on like Facebook, and a buddy of mine I was in the Army with, that also singer songwriter. He said something. He's like
30.
He's 30.
Covering my buddy so and so. He's like, and I was like, who? He's like, this is the guy you saw in Charleston. I was like, no fucking way, that's the same dude. Ended up being the same kid. I was like, I fucking told you that dude was badass. Just had something about it.
That's the crazy idea with Nashville. You got to think, like, every bar somebody's playing, and you're like wondering which one of those. Like, especially when you hear like, what's her name? I can't stand her now. Look what you made me do. Oh, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I think that's how it goes.
But
like, she started randomly in a bar in there, and there's just
she was country, and then she's
just terrible.
I don't think
men.
she started randomly in a bar. I think mommy and daddy had fucking money on that one. I'm not quite sure.
But still, there's a lot of mommy and daddies with money.
But here's the thing about Broadway, and there's a hidden secret that a lot of people don't know about Broadway. It used to be people moved to Nashville, and then they wanted to get and play Broadway. That's where you got discovered. Mm-hmm. That is null and void now. You play Broadway, your chances of getting discovered are shit.
It's even worse. It's like,
I feel like everybody's on there.
So, like, you'll learn it quick when you go to Nashville. It's like, I don't do Broadway. It's cliche. I don't play Broadway. I'll do the songwriter nights at like the local or like a listening room or Whiskey Jam or whatever, or Losers.
Yeah.
Midtown. But you play Broadway, you're not looked at as like an artist.
It was like a best kept secret before, and then now the secret's out.
It's because you could be at the Red Door, you could be in Midtown or like Losers or whatever, and Morgan's there. I saw Morgan at a sushi place one day.
Yeah.
But like going to Nashville, I'm going to be a Nashville star. I'm going to go down here and play Broadway. What you're going to be is fucking 40 years old, still playing covers on Broadway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't. It's like going to Canadian Football League, bud. You just once you go, it's done.
Or the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, or the Cleveland Browns.
The backs go to die.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears just a little bit, and let's talk about.
Do the clap. Second merger. Go ahead.
So, I want just to switch gears. Everybody does the third clap, by the way. It's like all of our guests that come on, me and Matt will clap.
And every single one of them has that shit-eating grin. Like,
I got the clap. I got the clap, y'all.
But how do you go about? Because I'm sure you've been doing this a while. How many, with all the band members? How do you select your band members?
People.
Do you audition or do you just
people who are willing
mouth?
to do it's? Well, most of the time you got a group of, like I know,
like a short list.
Well, when you like,
or I guess
local,
you're the
regional. That's why nobody like people's like, man, y'all are tight as shit. Y'all rehearse all the time. I was like, we don't fucking get to rehearse. None of us live in the same town. Like we don't like.
We're talking about practice.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but there's like, okay, hey, we got a gig Saturday night.
Yeah.
Well, we really need to rehearse, or can we go make $2,500? $5,000.
Playing 4 nights a week. Like, what else are you gonna?
Yeah. So basically, you be professional enough. When we say learn this, we'll go try it out, and then once we do it, it's like, okay, let's change this here, and then it evolves. It'd be lovely to fucking rehearse as you know,
Would it be
Sarah
though,
lives in
like,
Raleigh.
after a while, it's like, dude, we've done this a million times. So what are we doing? Yeah.
Well, when you rehearse, you're usually doing, excuse me, Texas Ranger. Right. That's Sierra Mist.
That's better the second time.
Yeah. It feels like we've drunk a lot more.
Squirrel.
But Caleb's probably the eldest. How do you say it? The longest member, running member of the band. And we hired him from a rock band called, what the hell's the name? Stairwell. Great rock band, actually. And they just kind of puckered out. And
I thought he was going to say Striper.
that'd be cool. Sarah I found online somewhere.
And she plays the fiddle.
The violin.
Violin.
Fiddle, violin. And we just so happened to be looking for a drummer. And we had auditioned every drummer from every band around here. Mm-hmm. And there's a mentality effect of, like, not perfectionism, but professionalism, and this is what we want to do. We might not ever reach this goal, but we want to be good enough to reach this goal. Mm-hmm. And if you'll get guys like good drummers, but work ethic sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I want this kind of feel here. I want this roll here. I don't need a cymbal crash here. I'm actually a drummer, so I fucking hard as shit. He's put up with me for. I'm not been that bad with you. You've actually fucking.
For those who don't know,
but he come
local
in
legend Raymond Wagner is off.
Off camera. Yeah. He came in prepared, and we were like godsend. You know what I mean? Like
you've listened to one of our songs.
Yeah,
before
you've actually sat down and learned. Or you'll have the guy you'll send me your set list, man. I played all that stuff. Well, you haven't played what we play because we do original music and, you know, B-side covers of Red Dirt bands. You know what I mean? We don't do normal.
A drummer can't hide either.
For the past 5 years, we haven't done a.
That is so true because I'm at Jack's. We have a lot of great bands that come through, and we have
drummer
bands
sucks.
everywhere.
You're like, this is
dude,
get me out of here.
Sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm listening when I'm tending bar, and it feels like the drummers, like they said, hey, we're going to play Sweet Home Alabama, and he's playing fucking Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, he's just.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Dude, it's like my dad at church, man, trying to find the beat. I'm like, stop laughing, dude.
It's
you're
the fact
ruining
that
it.
some
they
people
can really ruin it.
Well, Jack's always has like that party mentality crowd. It's always about live music and a good time. So you'll have the guys that are just, they get like JoJo, the idiot circus boy, and can't stay on track of what they're doing. Our thing is being tight as a band and learning your part and.
Almost like a metronome.
Like
Right.
You know, well, we use click track in your ears.
Yeah, okay.
You know, a lot of big bands use backing tracks, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
Basically, if they stop playing, the shit still goes.
Some people
That's
call
a hidden
lip-syncing.
secret. That's a hidden secret to a lot of these.
They are
bro
just
bands.
as good live.
And
They sound just like the CD live because the fucking CD's playing.
They start skipping. They're actually using CDs.
Oh, there is a story of a. I won't say it because don't pull the curtain back too far. But
I don't have it. Don't get a filter now, man.
I know, but we might get the show.
Can
with
we
this
trash
dude.
women or something? He's like,
So anyway, but like they had to stop the show to rewind because something messed up with their tracks. We've opened up for several bands that their tracks mess up and the show stops.
No way.
Yeah, several.
They have to start over.
They
Have to start the track over, let it play through, or fast forward. Like it's ridiculous. To me, it's fraud.
Yeah.
Like it used to be backing tracks. Like this song has a big keyboard part. You know, we're on a budget. We don't want to hire a keyboard player. So this is just tracked out, and it's usually the drummer's got a computer, pushes play, the tracks are run, it's with a click, everybody plays to it. That's a backing track. Okay, fine.
Right.
Fine.
That's not the whole track.
But I've seen guys just with their wireless unit not even turned on.
Who are you guys fucking playing with? Milli Vanilli?
It's pretty much, I'm not going to name
How old
names.
are you,
but
Milli Vanilli?
He knew.
Blame it on the rain.
See?
That was fall.
Obviously,
Hey,
you
you
know
want to hear?
Ice
Hey,
Ice Baby?
It's funny
Is that
you
what
said
you said?
that. When I was in grade school, me and my friend lip synced that song at a talent contest. That's a fucking
And you
true story.
lip-synced it.
We lip synced Millie or whoever the fuck ended up. I don't know who we lip synced, but we lip synced somebody. but it was Milli Vanilli, "Blame It on the Rain."
That's classic right there.
But
Obviously, we lip sync, somebody lip syncing.
You have but to be in a band like yours, I mean, you're traveling all over.
Yeah.
Like, so
it takes dedication.
Willing.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
But being able to, like, you have obligations.
And I tell, like, you get in a band, and like we just hired a new guitar player, Kevin, who was formerly a guitar player of a buddy of mine's band. Kevin wanted to expand more, and good friend of mine, good artist named Chip Perry. I just messaged Kevin, and I was like, "Hey man, do you know any guitar players?" Because our guitar player, Brandon Ross, still a great friend of ours, just decided he didn't want to do the road anymore because we were doing a ton. And he wanted to see. He'd been on the road with us since he was like 21, and for like 5 years, that's all he's done. And he just, man, I want to see if there's another side of it. Which, God bless him, one of the most talented guitar players, singers I've ever met.
Yeah.
So I called Kevin. It's like, hey man, and I actually had another guy in mind that I knew he knew. So we reached out to Kevin, and he was Chip's guitar player. Who's a good friend of mine who, like, I respect a lot. He's a great songwriter, great singer. He's a younger guy. But I think he's more involved with, I don't think he's pursuing outside what he wanted to. So I was like, you know any guitar players? He's like, yeah, me, motherfucker. Yeah. And it was just like that. And I was like, we were like, I was like, man, Chip's my boy, like, he's like, I don't care. I want a gig. We're not gigging a lot. And me and Chip's cool. Anyway, you know what I mean? He's like, no, we're glad he came with you. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. So that just by word of mouth of, fuck, I get to play. Because we had guys come like, man, I can't wait to play with a band who has all their shit set up for them and stuff. I'm like, what band are you talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
we're not Metallica.
Yeah. We still, I mean, we some gigs we have the shit's done for us, or there's lending hands with a lot of, you're a tweener, man. You're still playing the tiny fucking spots but it looks big on paper when you're, in front of 3,000-4,000 people with another bigger act,
Yeah.
And but they'll leave a town and have another band open up for them and stuff, which we did. We did like 3 or 4 shows with Craig Kane this year.
How is that? Like, that'd be like you opening for a Penn and Teller. You know what I mean? Like, I would look at it like it's an amazing opportunity, but
it's a great opportunity.
It's like there's a million people here, but if I'm honest, they're not here for me. They're here for him.
But
like, how do you?
But that's the shocking thing. A lot of people.
There's a lot of crossover.
And then you start realizing. Hey, half this crowd is
buying into your own hype.
Yeah. Well, I never have. They give me shit for it, but I don't.
I'm not talking an ego way, but saying like.
And on top of that, when you do that, when you open up, it's like iron sharpening iron. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, well, I'm cutting my teeth. I'm learning from the pros. I'm going to sit back and watch. Yeah. Plus, I get the recognition. People are saying, okay, well, you toured with Tim McGraw? Very cool.
And this big name band's not going to put
Right.
It's funny because we just did a show with a good friend of mine named Cameron Marlowe, who was on The Voice with me. He went like top 5. Got off. A lot of people don't know he was on The Voice. But he got...
he answered no on the murder people question.
Probably. He probably did.
He never had threesomes.
Yeah, he never had threesomes and shit. But he got signed a big record deal with Sony out of Nashville. So he's big up and comer in Nashville. So we just did a show with him. And literally like a year and a half before that, he's opening up for us in Greenville. Priscilla Block, big TikTok star, was doing shows with us in Greenville. And now she's like this big star. And so we do shows with Cam, and he's like, hey man, I'm real sorry. I was like, fuck off, dude. I've been doing this longer than you. I know. Stop apologizing. You're my buddy, and I'm fucking super happy for you, because when I first heard him sing, I was like, dude, you.
Oh, he was apologizing for his success.
No, he's apologizing. He was apologizing for, like, when you do shows like that, something always goes wrong. So you're loading times 2. Well, they're still on stage sound checking. He's like, man, I'm super sorry.
We're cutting into your sound check.
Dude, I was like, this is a normal thing. And I was like, dude, I've done this longer than you have, because he's still fucking like 24, 25-year-old kid, Wow. He's an amazing artist, great songwriter, great singer. And I knew when I first heard his vocals, I was like, this kid's going to be amazing,
Yeah.
But we met on The Voice. So you have those real moments like that. It's like, people ask, does it hurt the feelings that maybe they passed you up or whatever like that? I'm like, I never think of it that way.
Yeah,
because I've never seen myself as being a Kenny Chesney or an Al Dean. I've seen myself being the Randy Rogers, having the the loyal group of fans.
You get that culture follow.
Yeah, I want to do it the normal way of playing live shows. People digging me for me. No gimmicks, no nothing.
And if you blow up, you're going to blow up for you. It's not, I'm blowing up.
Tyler Childers is Tyler fucking Childers. Yeah. Eric Church is Eric Church. He's not pretending. In Nashville, if you
sounds like you're a big fan of Nashville.
I'm not a hater of Nashville.
Nashville 30 years ago, maybe.
No, it's always been that way. Once you introduce money to shit, it goes to shit.
Mm-hmm.
And rightfully so. You want to make a business out of something. And I'm not, but we all know it's a known fact between any country music fan that most country music fans can't stand a shit on the radio nowadays.
Yeah, that is true, and that's why I think these Sturgill Simpsons and guys are
Sturgill Simpson,
people are dying for authenticity.
That's what Colt. What'd you say his name was?
Coulter Wall.
Coulter Wall.
Cool.
These guys have huge followings, and if it was up to Nashville, they would have never fucking got a deal.
Right.
They would have never been considered in it.
Yeah.
None of them's like Coulter Wall's not like a fucking handsome, like a Studley. You know what I mean?
He's another guy that went viral.
But for the right reasons. He went viral because that
unique.
kid is an old soul in a fucking 20-year-old body.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Tyler Childers, same fucking way. Eric Church is Eric fucking Church. Luke Combs even. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Luke Combs' music. I think he's an incredible singer, incredible songwriter.
He's dipped a little bit in the
I think that's what he is. I think he's a bit of a frat boy kind of, and super fucking nice guy. You know what I mean? Very talented.
But he blew up.
But when he made it, even when Luke made it, and let's just call a spade, Luke's bigger dude. You know what I mean? He's a big. He's the guy next door. He's your fucking mechanic, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's not your Brad Pitts or your Luke Bryans.
Matt Dodger.
There's nothing screaming about Luke Combs that girls are like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
That Nashville would see this.
But he sings and every bitch wants to ride his voice. You see what I'm saying? So good on him. You know what I mean? But even him, he's him.
Right.
And I think that stands out more than people who go to Nashville and try to do whatever it takes.
Right.
Whatever it takes to be famous. And I've been called an idiot. I've been called an asshole for not ever doing it. I don't give a fuck. I cannot be anything but me. So.
It's a too short-term thinking.
You have to pretend to be.
You're going to be here for the long haul.
You have to pretend to be this badass. If you want to be an outlaw dude, or even Co Wetzel's blowing up. Co Wetzel, there'd never be another Co Wetzel. That guy's a fucking maniac. Incredible songwriter, incredible singer. Does not give enough credit for. He's a fucking incredible singer. Fucking party animal like you would not believe, And you got to think Nashville's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Oh my God, what the fuck? Now we got to change our formula.
We can't control him.
We can't stop these people from being big. We can't. Why is this? So then they start going out and looking for somebody who's a Tyler Childers like.
Yeah.
A Cody Johnson like.
What do they call them, like industry
Cookie
plants?
cutters,
I've heard that term, especially like hip hop and stuff.
Yeah.
You have these industry plants that people just blow up almost overnight, and there's like nothing unique about them.
Well, what is
it's
it?
Like every radio station's like play.
What's the saying, like copying somebody is the biggest form of flattery or whatever? Like
Imitation's big.
Imitation.
Yep.
So they're looking. Luke Combs big as shit. Let's go find another chubby.
It makes sense.
Chubby redneck boy that might blow up for us, and other record labels will go get them a Luke Combs type, or they'll go get them, and where it's not real, it doesn't do as good.
But it'll fool some people. You can fool some people some of the time. You can fool all the people some of the time,
songs,
but you can't fool all the people all the time.
And then you got now it's TikTok famous.
Yeah.
Like.
Which that was kind of Vine was like that. Shawn Mendes.
Well, that's
blew up.
Luke Combs.
Wasn't
Luke Combs a Vine guy?
Luke Combs was a Vine guy. Yeah, and I mean, you saw it on YouTube as well. The Justin Biebers and.
What year was Vine out? Because I never even had a Vine or anything.
Man, Vine was 5 years ago.
It ended a couple years back.
Yeah.
See, if I'm not playing music or with my girls or doing this or whatever, something oriented with my career or whatever, I'm in the fucking woods. Yeah. Whether I'm scouting deer, squirrel hunting, just walking in the goddamn woods, or I'm going to go get a fishing pole somewhere and not be around society at all. That's who I am. So I'm clueless as to shit.
You're the Unabomber.
Yeah, that's what I like to be. I would love to be the Unabomber.
In a nice cabin up in Minnesota.
Was it Minnesota?
I think so.
Fucking Viking fans.
Jamie, can you check that?
That's true. That's true. Where's the Unabomber from? And is his name Mikele?
I failed that test.
What do you think the biggest misconception is? Because we talk all the time about like, you're the after picture for somebody. There's somebody that looks at Mikele Buck and says, that's the after, that's what we want to go for.
Yeah.
Who is...
Where's it from?
Chicago.
Oh, God.
Illinois.
That's
close enough.
Yeah.
What's the biggest
Midwest.
misconception of doing that? Like if I see somebody, if I'm overweight and I see someone with abs, like that's what I want. And they're like, well, this is the reality of what that trip looks like.
I think I understand your question. Might need another one.
So people are seeing it. It looks real glamorous. Like the misconception.
They don't see the 10,000 hours.
They don't see a 30-hour drive to Texas. I've got guys calling me, like the up-and-comers around here. Hey, man, you think you can take me to Texas with you? And, yeah, but in my mind, it's like, bitch, I'm putting in work. Like,
you can tell they're looking for shortcuts.
Not necessarily. They just want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like we ask people, hey, man, let's open up for you. You know what I mean? It's not because I want to get coattail. I want to get in front of your fans. You know what I mean? I want every artist wants a chance to shine. That's normal, and I think that's a normal question to ask. And if you're not asking those questions, then you're not hustling.
Right.
No blame whatsoever for asking that shit. My thing is, fucking get your van, get a trailer, get a band, and fucking go.
What did Jim Rohn say? No one can do the push-ups for you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
By the way, next time you're going to Texas, there'll be 2 cameras.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you should hire. That's what I would recommend.
It's hiring
for you. Is hire because it's hard to be the entertainer and
It'd be
the
kinda
editor.
neat.
We talked about like I remember last summer it might have been during COVID. I took the girls up because the wife's a nurse, and we went. I took my youngest 2 girls to my farm in West Virginia, and we stayed there for like a month. Like 3 weeks in, not leaving the farm except for groceries and all this stuff. And my grandma was still alive at the time, so I'm not wanting to leave, and because we didn't know about bringing anything in. So I was like, a friend of mine, Steve Pudge is what we call him. But he's like, we're all going 4-wheel riding on Saturday, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I got the girls. So my grandma and dad's like, just go. Because I was getting like, you're screaming at your kids for no reason. Because you've been 3 weeks in the house. So we go riding, and there's fucking tons of people up there. And it was the most unreal experience of my life. Like, we pull up, and my music's blasting. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, my God, he's here. And I'm like,
wow.
What the fuck is going on? And my buddies are all laughing at me because they've known me since we were fucking kids.
Yeah.
And people taking pictures. I remember this one girl coming up. She's like, I don't know who the fuck you are, but everybody else is getting their picture with you.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'll figure it out later.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it was. That is in itself. What's Joe Rogan called? He calls it imposter syndrome.
Yep.
Yeah, and I can't imagine a scale where you can't walk down the street. That would suck.
Yeah.
Like that would to be Peyton Manning, to be But you see what I'm saying? You couldn't live a normal life being Peyton Manning or Morgan Wallen.
Or Michael Jordan was here over the summer fishing in that tournament.
He couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I want.
You want all
that
the good
sometimes
things. You want the good things that come with that.
Yeah. I want to play. You know, I want to keep touring. I want to keep. You know, maybe one headline our bigger shows, and I want that. But I also, if I go fishing somewhere, I'd like to just be.
And you want to feel like you're still working towards something.
Yeah.
It's like once you make it, it's like great. But what's next?
Well, that's what somebody said. It's like, man, when are you going to make it? When are you going to say, what's your definition of it? For the past 5 years, I played my own fucking songs and made a goddamn living.
Yeah, because that's
and
full
travel.
time.
And travel.
And traveled a lot of
Not
places.
just like playing around here. You know what I mean? Because we play more abroad than we do in our own state.
Yeah.
We really do anymore, you know.
When do you know you're done? So like
that's a good. I ask myself
football
that.
coaches say when they lack the desire to prepare for games anymore, that's when they know they're done. They're always going to love game day.
I ask myself that question all the time but I think it's other people's perspective, whether you're too old or this young person. It's a young person's game, or which I'm not fucking old. You know what I mean?
Well,
I got more 20-year-olds coming to shows than I did when I was 20. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
the beanie.
You accept the fact that, hey, I'm a singer, fucking songwriter, I'm a country artist, or I'm whatever. Wherever it takes me, it's just what the fuck I am.
I would do this. I would do this for free because I did it for free.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
yeah.
And if I never get Garth Brooks status, or which that's unattainable for fucking Morgan Wallen couldn't reach Garth Brooks status. No,
Not a lot of people can.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to be, I think that shit comes crashing down as not as enjoyable as the fucking slow ride.
Yeah.
Like people like a Gary Allen, people like a Randy Rogers Band or a Stone of the Root, who's built their career on their own terms, their own music, their own way of doing stuff. Are they selling out stadiums? No, but they're still selling out venues.
Right.
For their stuff, they're still streaming. They're still people still want to hear the next song they wrote, and that's the path I try to fucking stay on.
Longevity.
Yeah, longevity. Because where's Redneck Woman at?
At my house, waiting for
Yeah,
me.
okay. No, you know what I'm talking about? What's Gretchen Wilson?
Gretchen Wilson. Yeah, you
yeah.
haven't seen her anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Where's she at? We can sit here and name drop tons of fucking stars that had a
Because women,
single hit.
women age like milk, man. That's what we tried to say.
Well, you get a record deal, and we want you to be this type of person. Keith Urban's big, so we want you to be Keith Urban. And then you do that, and it hits, and then that goes away. Then you're stuck trying to find out who the fuck you are.
Right.
Or you're stuck saying, oh, that was a Keith Urban wannabe, or that was a Brantley Gilbert
Yeah.
wannabe, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you
don't
have to tiptoe around those kind of things, and it fucks with your head because I could easily sing about jacked up trucks and probably go viral.
You don't have to wake up and think, how do I behave like Mikele Buck?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, just do what's natural.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I think
that
some
genuine?
people. Yeah, I think some people are artists and some people are born stars. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they cross. Sometimes they.
Is there
get
another
lucky.
category? Because I'm not in either one of those.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like there's we can name artists that everybody fucking loves or songs that everybody loves. And if you've seen that person walking down the street, you wouldn't know. Dire Straits. Would you know any of them?
No.
But we all fucking know their music. We all know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're fucking great artists, but we wouldn't know. That's what I would rather have.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
That way I can go to Walmart with my fucking kids and not be.
Not have to worry about being.
Not
"Can I
have to-
sign this.
Not have to
or
worry
can I take
about
a
somebody
picture?"
filming me with their fucking
Cell phone.
cell phone or their fucking what Morgan Wallen get caught doing with his that was a fucking doorknob camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
Camera. Yeah.
And you're so famous that you can't have a jokeful conversation
Yeah.
with your buddies without trying to
So
be canceled.
You know, the trick is just to not apologize. Like, so if you're,
I mean, he did say the N word, but like everybody anybody that's middle of the road knows. A lot of fucking people say that as
It's a term of endearment.
kind of thing, you know.
yeah, it is. I mean,
But you ought to be also smart enough to realize, hey, it's a fucking pretty stupid word to say. You know.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
certain, like, don't be an idiot, but
Yeah.
at the same time.
He
like,
didn't mean it. He wasn't calling some.
for sure.
Yeah. So, fuck that. I wouldn't want to be that famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I said something stupid, it'd be like, who? You know.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
He's got that. No.
I don't know.
He was
All
on
right,
that
so
one
I'm gonna
podcast.
play a little game here. I'm gonna give you a couple of artists. You tell me what your thoughts are.
Okay.
Okay. Not a ton of words. You can do one word if you want to, but just a few. We're gonna start with George Jones,
Legend.
legend.
Yeah.
Let's go with Toby Keith.
Pass.
We'll go with Kane Brown.
Nice guy. Really, I've done shows with him. He's a nice
Yeah.
guy.
How about Sam Hunt?
I have a buddy that wrote one of his number one hit songs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Flowers, the one I was talking about earlier. He wrote House Party with him.
So non-talented. Okay, go ahead.
No, very, very,
No, I'm
very
messing.
talented
I'm
person.
He kind of switched with the whole rapping thing.
The guy wears fucking tights. Come on, man. Let's just
He wears tights.
He wears fucking tights, man.
Yes. He's too pretty to be country.
Hey, do you? But like, I'm not into that. Whatever.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go one last person, Shania Twain.
Jerked off to her album cover.
Oh my God! I was gonna say, I have lost so many babies in the toilet.
That first album cover. Did you not fall in love with her on that?
Oh my God! Those black leather pants.
Oh yeah, that and Tanya Tucker. When I was a kid, Tanya Tucker had an album of her dressing like leather, and it was like the big albums my mom had.
Yeah.
And she was like, titties pushed up and fucking all this red leather, and she's like licking a bottle of whiskey or something. And I was like, I feel something changing.
Why is my blood rushing from my head? They going to the other head.
Mommy, the white pea is coming out.
Shania Twain's first album was fucking awesome.
It was great.
What she turned into was great for her. I didn't dig it. But
Yeah.
kinda
Then she
like
went
Faith
off
Hill.
Vegas,
Whatever,
right?
yeah, whatever
Was that-
she did,
yeah.
But her first album was really, really country, good harmony.
I think once she married Mutt Lange, it kind of went down.
Yeah. Well, he
down.
produced fucking Def Leppard, man.
Who's an artist that you wish that you're in love with and you wish more people like? If you had to give them one, like, dude, listen to this guy.
Just
or girl.
right now, I've been stuck on Morgan Wade. Like she's coming up. She's blowing up. She's another, just especially with women in Nashville. The normal women in Nashville, this bitch is tatted up, and they're not like great tats. They're you could tell she's got some shit going on, and her songwriting shows it. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Guy wise,
It could be from the past too, like they could be even dead or whatever, like that you may have discovered. And like I'm like that with Coulter Wall. I tell everybody, I'm like, I just am in love with Coulter Wall. Like everything he puts out, I like it.
our friends, Them Dirty Roses, I think they're a great Southern rock band. Friends of ours, kind of around our kind of same, still striving. They know who they are, but still not like
Yeah.
And we get that about us. People's like, name an artist that doesn't get enough credit, and you'll just see it popping up online. It's us, which is fucking great, But Them Dirty Roses, I listen to a shit ton of Parker McCollum. Think he's amazing, even though he's a little bit more Nashville than he was, but I still just think he's amazing. Josh Ward, probably most underrated country singer.
So you're gonna be handing somebody a lot of CDs.
Oh yeah, Josh Ward, we did a show with him, and I was just thinking, Jake Worthington, out of Texas, out of Houston.
Are you amazed at how many talented?
Jody Booth.
Are you amazed how many talented people there are? Like,
Yeah, I mean, in our world, it's normal.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's stupid to go and like we go to Jackson, we hear a band, and we're like,
yeah,
they're just average,
Right,
And you're not trying to sound like a dickhead.
but they don't pass
We're
the
not
eye
judging
test.
that about
Yeah.
we're not judging like, but you're just doing covers, so what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you got?
What do you have?
So
Original.
ours more is like play me an original. Do you want to be just a cover band? There's great cover bands. You know what I mean? There's.
Do you hate playing covers?
I hate.
I'm sure it's a lot less now.
I won't play mainstream covers at all unless I really love the song. Yeah, then I'll play it. I don't care. Like I'll do. We do White House Road. I'm not a huge fan of playing that song live. It's a fucking great song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it just happens to be in the same kind of genre we do that goes over good with a crowd, so it helps us out as far as club work. But I'm trying to think of. I wouldn't play I've had to play the Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah, that seems to be the band that gets the most
Hate.
like visceral. Like it's almost like in comedy too. Like Norm Macdonald was a comic. Like
Yeah.
It seems like that the same way in country, and it's really just they stay true to themselves. Like they didn't sell out.
Like every artist that I know, you see like these big popular artists selling out stadiums will do a cover of fucking something like Tyler Childers did. And they all fucking wish they were him. They would give up all that shit to be him. To have the respect of your peers and be like, you're the most badass son of a bitch. This guy wrote a fucking.
I get that all the time.
The guy wrote a song that says road cones in it. The road cones blur like memories of the miles we shared between. He's a fucking genius.
He's like a poet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a genius. Instead of jacked up truck, cold beer, that's what we do around here.
Do you think country will ever get
Can we
to
trademark that song?
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of catchy. Do you think country will ever get like rap where there's rap battles, but we're gonna have a country battle?
They already having it. We're
Really?
opening up for a TikTok star next week.
So they go back and forth like
yeah. Which
I
shout
think I
out
could do that.
Yeah.
I think I could do
Cooper
that.
Allen. Yeah, I mean, the dude's an incredible songwriter, and but he got famous by doing these mashups on TikTok.
But I mean, like sitting here putting your and just like going down there, like doing an
We
actual
should-
country
we should
song
fucking do that,
freestyle.
though.
I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I do it all the time. I'll be playing and
Yeah,
make
yeah.
up,
I mean, that's every song
make up
you're
these
kind of
new
We should
freestyling
do
in
that.
your
We should
mind.
film you and
Like,
Cooper going at
yeah,
a
I
country
squat
battle.
my truck in the back, and we always make up. Yeah, yeah.
Hype, that hype man.
I
Like Ray
banged
walks
your
by and
mom.
goes, yeah.
What? Dude, that would be. We just started something.
I know. I think
Like-
we did. Yes.
I mean, we might as well. Like, there's what's that dude's name? I pay him no attention, and the dude's built a fucking massive career on his own. And Ryan Upchurch. We've done a few shows with him. Cool dude. Not my cup of tea or whatever like that. But he's in this big beef with Morgan Wallen because Morgan Wallen want to have a drink with him. And I saw it. And I was like, take that shit to fuck somewhere else. That don't belong in country music. You don't dare air your dirty laundry about Morgan Wallen won't have a fucking drink with you.
Oh man,
So it's
social media is ruined.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
If you weren't a country singer, what other genre would you rock? You think?
Death metal, Pantera.
I'd probably be like a metal drummer. Yeah,
Oh, metal drummer. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I fucking love playing metal. On
My
drums.
heart still broke when the Rev died. From
Yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold. That was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the Korn days when that came out, and but Pantera, Metallica,
9 Inch
the
Nails.
grunge days. I wasn't a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. I liked them, but Pearl Jam was one of my favorite fucking bands. Nirvana, of course, Soundgarden. Good God.
Pearl Jam's still killing it.
Remember Chevelle was a badass
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
But Rage Against the Machine. I know I can rap every
I
Rage
lost a lot
Against
of
the Machine.
respect for them though.
Well, they're a bunch of liberal. I mean, his
F
lyrics.
you, I won't do what it tell me.
Yeah.
You all must be vaccinated before we launch. You all must do the government mandated vaccine
Yeah.
to come sing a song. F you, I won't
Ain't
do
it
what you
amazing?
tell
We
me.
had this 3-hour podcast. What time is it?
Yeah, man.
We've not mentioned that but once. You just mentioned it. We've not.
I know. It's
Stay home, save lives.
Yeah.
But man, this has been a blast.
yeah.
I appreciate
It's
y'all having me. Thank
Yeah,
you
this
so
is this is amazing. It's a
I
lot
get-
of fun.
I don't
can't
get
feel my
much bro
face.
time, man.
I can't feel my face, but
What'd you drink? Just that?
no, I mean,
He had the pecan. I have a pecan rum in the other from.
So
I
I
did some
drank,
ecstasy
all
earlier.
this, right?
nah, man.
No, he had some of that too.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I was drinking the Cavassier.
Cavassier. Got my Cavassier,
I'm
right?
like ready to start like.
Sorry, Chris.
crip
You
walking.
drank
So
all
where
your
we're going to
Cavassier.
eat? We're going to go get something to eat, right?
Yeah, we're gonna grub out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
they were-
check this guy out. He's a beast. I haven't
Yes.
seen him live, but I've heard good things.
Amazing.
Yeah. You heard me live the other day.
Nah, we came in late.
Oh, you dick.
I shaked your hand,
Yeah.
I shook in your hand.
and my hand just got back
We
from not
are
being sore.
Florence, South Carolina. And we got West Virginia and back in Asheboro, North Carolina for some acoustic runs. Then we're going to New York, Syracuse.
Right.
Or in Greenville.
We're in Greenville, Pantana Bob's.
PB, thanks to bounce
baby.
there. Good luck with your drummer search, by the way.
Yeah,
Works out.
no, yeah, he's all right.
He's like, well, we might keep him.
Yeah.
He's small. You can
Then
pack
we're
him
in New
small
York.
places.
Then next month we're got a Texas run or two. So
Did you have a fun time?
I did absolutely.
Yeah,
blast.
thank you so much.
Love
This
the
is-
podcast.
this is-
Yeah. I won't watch it because I can't stand looking at it. I'll listen.
You can
to
listen
it, but
to it.
like I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
stand looking at it.
Oh, we're
That's why
zooming
people
straight
set
in
the
on
phone
you.
up and they're like singing and they're trying to like.
I was
look all
about to say,
sexy.
should we get him to sing?
Nah,
I don't know how to
I
sing.
probably couldn't right now. My vocals are shit.
We'll
Like after New Year's,
probably drop one of your
'cause, like,
originals on.
Can you sing
Yeah, that's
Freebird
fine.
for us?
No, but like New Year's, I don't want to be that asshole that like waits in the dressing room while the opening band's on. Excuse me. And so I'll never get to see Cooper live. So I like go out and sit on like the balcony or anything or up by the bar to listen to Cooper, and everybody's talking to me. So I'm like, yeah, we got it. Trying to scream at him. And the time I sing for 2 hours after that, and then the next night, me, Cooper, and Caleb, we went to his house and wrote, and then smoked a bunch of weed and fucking
Yeah.
drank and.
Those
And
vocal
so
cords
yeah,
are life
I was like, I
support.
need a break.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, we
but,
appreciate it, brother. It's
Thanks,
been
man.
awesome.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you, Bo. Appreciate you. And yes, we
I
are
wish
going
you
to
played
keep
for the Steelers, but you know.
Man, I did too. I didn't.
That's
I
nice.
didn't
Play
ignore
with
the
anyone.
phone
Who gives a
call.
shit? As
Hey,
long as
after their punter this season, you might have a shot, buddy. I might have a fucking shot.
Dude,
Now that kid's
That's
actually a
so stretching.
fucking beast, but he just kind of went to shit.
it's tough, man.
Now he found out his dad was dying. I don't think
Yeah,
it fucked
feel
with his
bad
head.
now.
What's it? He was actually the only punter taken in the draft. Yeah. Percy something, brother. Big old black.
Sorry about your dad. Call me.
Yeah. Call
me
me Steelers. Yep.
Guys, do us a big favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Smash the like button.
Go ahead and leave us a comment down below. Mikele, thank you so much.
And if you drink White Claw and squat your truck, I apologize.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Guys, we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.